Hey guys, it is Jonathan here from Thoric Entertainment. Today we'll be talking about the difference between an average Joe slash normal player and a pro. And my little backstory is I used to be a pro. I used to be one of the top raiders and PvPers in World of Warcraft, top 500 to the top 100 in that game. And I used to play in Counter-Strike Source with my dad when he was in a team a few years back doing SoCal. And we used to practice, do drills all the time to get better. I used to get banned from public servers because they thought I used to hack, because that's how good we were starting to get. So one of the things I like to talk about is people research and they're like, the one thing you find online all the time is the fact that pros put in 8 to 13 hours a day or more, which yes, that's true once you're starting to get paid. But when I was in World of Warcraft and I was doing this great things, I kind of started getting a job. I started working full time. I had 2 jobs actually too at one point, and I still was able to maintain and increase my ranks and my raiding capabilities with that while only playing like 12 hours a week, if that. And about 12 hours a week thinking about it, because I had raiding and PvP in different days. So it's really just the attention to get better. Like, that's the main difference. A pro gets on and he's consistent in his drills and his training, and he has the attention to constantly get better, where an average Joe gets on with the same amount of time. He could put in 80 hours too a week and he would probably still be where he's at. And it's, yes, you will get better with time, but it's all just the attention. Pros get on and spend all this time training, all this time learning. I remember when I was in World of Warcraft, I would be online watching videos or just researching on, okay, what is the best character? What is the worst character? What is the best with this character? What is the worst with this character? Because you want to make sure not only that you have the best in the game, but you have the best for your team. I remember playing World of Warcraft, the Warlock Affliction wasn't the best at the time, and you wanted to be Demonology, but I had a Shadow Priest as a DPS with me. We had a lot of hot characters, so a lot of dots, and I was like, okay, that's great. Maybe I should play Affliction. Yes, I might technically go down in damage a little, but it works better because everything will start dying a lot faster in a group instead of me just being single target. And it actually worked, and the funny part was that playstyle worked better for me. And I was able to actually do even more damage than I actually was able to do with the other spec that was supposed to be the best spec for that class. And you really just have to work with it and learn. Yes, there's sometimes you face a point where that spec isn't good at all. And I've dealt with that when I was a shaman in World of Warcraft. And you deal with that every single game. Sometimes they do a patch or they buff one, and now that person is just too strong where the other guy can't just keep with it. Or vice versa, there's a debuff, and then now that character that was just really kind of overpowered if you knew how to play him, but for an average Joe it was just weak, became just god awful, and no one plays him because you can't do anything, and that's okay. The other thing is time management. A lot of times, even in my stream, I'll get just do death matches, which is great in warm-up games in Overwatch, but if you're going to be in a long queue, get into training ground. Get into aim training or aim practice ground that you can search for, and just work on shooting. Just work on, okay, if I have multiple guys on me, how am I going to line of sight them so I can get an extra kill or survive? And it's being aware of your surroundings. The other thing is, like, most of the time we tunnel vision. A lot of people end up tunnel vision, which a pro kind of views the whole picture. You never want to tunnel vision in any sort of game, especially shooting games like Overwatch. If you tunnel and you just push too far in, there's a very high chance you're going to die. They're going to either block you off from your team, or they're just going to pick you off, because that's the whole point of Overwatch. If you're a really tight-knit group, you're going to go from bronze to grandmaster. If you have 1 or 2 guys that are kind of always veering off from the group, it's a high chance they're going to get constantly picked off, And now instead of being a 6v6 or a 5v, it becomes a 5v6. It becomes a 4v6. And then when you have more people kind of just running out around like mayhem, craziness, and whatever you want to call it, just running around doing nothing, it becomes a 1v6. And if you feel like you deserve to be a bronze or not bronze, gold, platinum, grandmaster in Overwatch, and you're just stuck in bronze, maybe that's the rank you should be in right now. Not forever, right now. Like me, this season, my brother started playing. We started doing this, and we kind of dropped the ranks. I was a high gold, now I'm low silver, high bronze, bouncing around the whole zone. And I was like, man. And he's been getting frustrated too because he had a gold and he lost it. It's the attention to get better. Now we're actually starting to climb, and we're actually doing better than we were at the beginning of the season. And it's not that we got better teammates. We don't even have teammates besides me and him. It's the fact that we started working together. We'll time our ults. We will actually just communicate with each other. And that's a big part of any game, is communicating with your teammates. A lot of times no one does that, and everyone kind of runs around using ults, using their big abilities, using their defenses before they even really need to. And a lot of times that's what ends up losing your fight. Where we got in a team and we actually all communicated, we actually pushed up, like we won like 4 games and lost 1, and we're a bunch of strangers. Like, communication is definitely the key in any game, and the attention to get better. You want to be putting research in, you want to be looking up stuff, you want to just keep trying to get better and find a character for you. I know a lot of times people will play what they hear is the best, and yes, if you put enough time with that character, you will eventually become really great with her. Like, I wasn't really good at Widowmaker when I first started playing Overwatch, but now that I actually been playing her for a while, I did a video on her, which if you guys haven't seen, it's on my YouTube page, and it's that practicing, that training on that video really made a difference in live games. I actually was like, all right, I've done it before, I've done training, I've done all this, let me do it again, let me do a video, let me show people, let me practice. And it was huge because it went from just maybe getting a shot, being 30% weapon accuracy, barely getting headshots, to I'm like 60% weapon accuracy and half my shots are headshots. And it really changes the fight. Practicing on that one character and doing training and practices just for that character is huge. And that's goes back to being the attention to get better, which a lot of pros do. And communication, like, it's huge. I can't stress it enough. I know I've said it before, I think I'm rambling. And just how to become a skilled character is one of the topics I wanted to talk about. That is just doing what I talked about. Getting on, practicing, working on your aim, working on surroundings, not tunnel vision. You do not want a tunnel vision in the game, in any game. I know I played Destiny 2 here and there. My dad's got me into that. I haven't done any videos, I haven't done research, I'm working on one thing at a time. But it's just attention to get better, and I really like that game. I really like Overwatch for a few facts that it is a shooter game, but it also has a little twist in it. It's not like Call of Duty where it's just shoot, throw grenades, and back and forth. But I came from World of Warcraft. I kind of like the spells and the magic and stuff. So I would definitely like to say time management, attention to get better, and consistency. You could put in 3 hours a week. You'll slowly start getting better if you just practice. I wouldn't say do all 3 hours in one day, because if you're off it for a whole week, 6 days, 7 days, and then you get back on, you just lost everything you actually tried. Doing an hour a day is going to be way better than doing it 6 hours on a Saturday. Do an hour each day. Yeah, that might not be a lot, but if you just get on, practice, do a game or two, warm up, have fun, you're going to be way better than doing it 8 hours in one day. That's how it works. That's with everything. Even when I was used to play basketball at the gym, I just go every day and play. And it's funny because I had the attention to get better, so I would get there earlier, and I would spend an hour just shooting. And at first, you miss a lot of shots. Of course, you're gonna miss a lot of shots because you're new. You're working on it, and it's funny because when it came to game time, after that hour, 30 minutes of me just shooting around, I had to make most of my shots, and it was just like, pay attention, get better. If you want to get better, you want to get faster, you want to get smarter, you just gotta put in the work. That's the simple thing. That's the difference. Attention to get better. I'll keep saying it. I hope you guys like this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And I do stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. If you have any questions, game related or computer camera related, anything like that, please feel free to message me in the comments or at the stream, or Twitter. I do have a Twitter account. I do have a Instagram account too that I post goofy things. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.